Look around you. There are more wagging tails on our streets, parks are filled with joyful barks. At the same time, the laughter of children seems a little less frequent in some places. This is not just a fleeting observation, it is a subtle shift in the human story. A story that has captured the attention of thinkers and even billionaires. One such billionaire is Elon Musk. He sees a potential problem, a big one. He calls it the biggest threat to civilization: population collapse. Fewer babies being born, year after year. He believes it is happening now. This trend, this choice of dogs over diapers, is not born from a simple whim or fancy. It is a complex tapestry woven with many threads. Economic pressures pull one way. The desire for a certain kind of lifestyle pulls another. Young people today face a different world. Their decisions reflect these new realities. They are making choices that previous generations did not have to consider so carefully. So let us embark on a journey to explore this fascinating phenomenon. We will look at the data, the numbers. We will listen to what experts are saying. We will delve into the reasons behind this shift. Why are so many choosing furry companions over human offspring? And what might this mean for the future of our species? Consider this an exploration of our evolving world, a world where the definition of family itself seems to be changing. Young adults, especially in Western countries, are at the heart of this change. Recent surveys paint a clear picture. 43% of millennials and Gen Z members stated they would prefer raising a dog over having a child. This signals a profound shift in priorities, a re-evaluation of life's traditional milestones. The emotional connection we form with dogs is powerful. Many people consider their canine companions as family. They offer unconditional love and unwavering loyalty. This bond can be incredibly fulfilling. It satisfies a deep-seated human need for connection. A need that, in an increasingly disconnected world, finds an eager and affectionate recipient in a dog. Dogs often step into a role resembling that of a child. They are dependent on us for their every need: food, shelter, care, and affection. This mirrors the parent-child dynamic in many ways. However, it comes without some of the immense lifelong responsibilities. For some, dogs offer a taste of nurturing, a way to care for another being, without the full, overwhelming commitment that raising a human child entails. The perceived ease of dog ownership is a major factor. Raising a child in today's complex world is daunting. Dog ownership, while still a responsibility, often seems more manageable, less all-consuming. It allows for a different kind of life, one that many young people find more appealing. This is not a rejection of love or care, but a redefinition of how to express it. The cost of raising a human child is astronomical. Education, healthcare, childcare, food, clothing, and countless other expenses stretch over 2 decades, sometimes more. For many young adults already burdened by student debt or facing an uncertain job market, the financial mountain of parenthood seems insurmountable. It is a pragmatic calculation of resources, a calculation that often tips the scales away from having children. Now consider the cost of a dog. Yes, there are expenses: food, vet visits, toys. But compare these to college tuition or the price of full-time daycare. The financial commitment is generally much lower, and the timeline is significantly shorter. Dogs offer companionship and joy, without demanding the same level of financial sacrifice. This makes them a more accessible source of emotional fulfillment. Financial stress is a powerful motivator. It shapes decisions, big and small. Young adults are acutely aware of economic realities. They see the struggles of previous generations. They understand the importance of financial stability. Choosing a dog over a child can be, in part, a rational economic decision. It is a way to find joy and companionship, while navigating a challenging financial landscape. This is not cold-heartedness, but clear-eyed realism. The broader economic climate plays a crucial role. Rising costs of living squeeze household budgets. Wages may not keep pace with inflation. Job security can feel precarious. In such an environment, the immense long-term financial commitment of raising children becomes even more daunting. A dog, in contrast, can seem like an affordable luxury, a source of happiness that doesn't break the bank. The economic winds are undeniably shaping family structures. The desire for personal freedom is a strong current. It flows through the choices of many young people today. Raising children, for all its joys, is inherently restrictive. It demands immense sacrifices of time and personal autonomy. Careers might be put on hold, travel plans curtailed. Spontaneity often gives way to rigid schedules. This is a reality that many are weighing carefully. The modern world offers so many possibilities, and the allure of exploring them is powerful. Dog ownership offers a different path. It provides companionship, love, and routine, yet it often allows for greater flexibility. One can pursue a demanding career with a dog. Travel is more feasible, though it requires planning. Personal hobbies and interests can still be maintained. The commitment, while significant, is perceived as less life-altering. It is seen as an addition to a chosen lifestyle, rather than a complete redefinition of it. This balance is very attractive to many. Consider the evolution of work itself. Remote work has become more common. This can make dog ownership even more compatible with daily life. A furry companion can be a welcome presence during the workday. Midday walks become a refreshing break. This contrasts sharply with the constant demands of childcare, which often requires one parent to significantly alter their career or necessitates expensive external care options. The modern workplace in some ways is more dog-friendly. This pursuit of lifestyle freedom is not about selfishness. It is about a re-evaluation of what constitutes a fulfilling life. For previous generations, family often meant children, but definitions are expanding. Today, fulfillment might be found in career achievements, in travel, personal growth, or strong friendships, and yes, in the loving companionship of a dog. These are conscious choices about how to spend one's precious time and energy on this planet, a quest for a life rich in varied experiences. Let us look at the United States. The fertility rate has fallen. It now stands at about 1.6 births per woman. This is well below the 2.1 replacement rate needed to keep the population stable. Meanwhile, pet ownership is booming. Over 63 million U.S. households own at least one pet. Compare this to 32.7 million households with at least one child under the age of 18. The numbers tell a compelling story of shifting demographics. Across the Atlantic and Europe, a similar pattern emerges. Declining birth rates are a widespread concern, and these declines often correlate with rising dog ownership. Up to half of Europe's 197 million households now include at least one dog. In contrast, about 46 million European households have at least one child under 18. The trend is not confined to one nation. It is a phenomenon observed across many developed countries. A continental shift in companionship. This is not just a Western story, though it is most pronounced there. Many wealthy and developed nations globally are experiencing what we call sub-replacement fertility. This means their populations are, or will soon be, shrinking. There are exceptions, of course. Fertility rates remain above replacement level in regions like North Africa, the Middle East, and Sub-Saharan Africa. But in much of the industrialized world, the sound of tiny feet is becoming less common. A global demographic transition is underway. These statistics are more than just numbers. They represent a visible, quantifiable shift, a fundamental change in societal patterns. The choices individuals make, when aggregated, create these large-scale demographic trends. The rising number of kennels and declining number of cradles are a clear indicator of evolving priorities. They signal a transformation in how we live, and how we choose to build our families and find connection. The data paints a picture of a world in flux. Elon Musk is known for his bold visions. He dreams of Mars colonies and electric futures, but one of his greatest fears is rooted firmly on Earth. He has repeatedly warned about population collapse. He calls it the biggest threat to civilization. Not climate change, not asteroids, but a lack of people. He believes that if birth rates continue to fall, humanity itself faces a precarious future. A future with fewer innovators, fewer builders, fewer dreamers. A shrinking population means fewer workers. This can lead to economic stagnation. Who will drive innovation? Who will sustain growth? It also means increased national debt per capita. Healthcare and pension systems designed for growing populations will come under immense strain. Faced with this perceived crisis, Musk advocates action. He suggests that society needs to change its perspective. Perhaps even, as he controversially put it, teach the fear of childlessness. More pragmatically, he calls for pro-natal policies. These include things like childcare subsidies, extended parental leave for both mothers and fathers, and better insurance coverage for infertility treatments. He believes we need to make it easier and more appealing for people to have children. Musk's perspective is one of grand civilizational scale. He is thinking about the long arc of human history. He sees declining birth rates not just as an individual choice but as a collective challenge to our species' continuity. His concerns highlight a tension, the tension between personal desires and societal needs, between individual freedom and the future of the collective. It is a debate with profound implications, one that touches the very essence of what it means to be human, and what it means to build a thriving civilization. Researchers are trying to understand this shift. Professor Eniku Kubinyi from Eötvös Loránd University in Budapest has studied this phenomenon extensively. She notes, many people consider dogs to be family members, and more specifically, as childlike figures. This observation gets to the heart of the emotional bond. Dogs are not just animals we own. They are beings with whom we share our lives. They occupy a special place in our hearts and homes, a place once predominantly reserved for human children. Professor Kubini offers a compelling insight. For some people, she explains, dogs may represent a fulfilling compromise. They satisfy a genetically embedded drive to nurture, a drive to form strong social bonds. But they do so without investing the substantial resources necessary to raise biological offspring. This suggests our ancient instincts are finding new outlets, new ways to express care and connection. In a world that presents new challenges to traditional family structures, dogs fill an important psychological niche. Laura Gillay, a PhD student and co-author of studies with Kubinyi, adds another layer to this understanding. Despite the high dependency and attachment of dogs to their caregivers, she observes in the eyes of many, commitments coming with dog ownership remain less burdensome than child parenting. This highlights the perception of manageability. Even though dogs require significant care, the overall responsibility feels less overwhelming. This perception heavily influences the choices people make. It is about balancing the desire for connection with practical limitations. However, Professor Kubini also offers an important clarification. Contrary to popular belief, she states, only a small minority of dog owners actually treat their pets like human children. She emphasizes, in most cases, dog parents choose dogs precisely because they are not like children, and they acknowledge their species-specific needs. This nuance is crucial. It is not about delusion, but about appreciating dogs for what they are, unique companions with their own distinct qualities and needs, a different kind of love, a different kind of family. Dogs possess remarkable cognitive and emotional abilities. They understand our gestures, our tone of voice. They are acutely sensitive to our moods. This deep, instinctual connection is hard to deny, a bond built on mutual affection and reliance. They offer unwavering companionship, a listening ear, a warm presence in an empty home. Their love is simple, uncomplicated, and freely given, a furry antidote to the stresses of modern life. We have journeyed through this evolving landscape. Economic pressures weigh heavily. Lifestyle freedom shapes choices. Many embrace the companionship of dogs. Instead of human parenthood, this is not a simple fad. It is a complex response to our times, reprioritizing joy and fulfillment, redefining our concept of family, and our communities. What does family mean today? Must it always include children? Or can it be partners and a pet, or a single individual and their dog? These questions are not just academic, they reflect lived realities. Our social fabric is evolving, creating new patterns of connection. The societal implications are significant. Elon Musk's concerns about population decline are real. A shrinking workforce and strained social systems. Individual choices are driven by needs. There is a profound tension here, between macro-level concerns and micro-level happiness. Navigating this is a key challenge. Humanity stands at a curious crossroads. Our relationship with dogs is deepening. Perhaps this is a new chapter, one where companionship takes many forms, where nurturing instincts find diverse expressions. The future of society will be shaped by these choices. The evolving human pack moves forward,